Drop it.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the Recap Show. I'm sorry we've been away for a while. We've all been pretty busy doing our own shit, but what's important right now is I'm back and I'm here to give you my top 10 movies of 2016 list. Sorry the other guys aren't here right now, but let's be honest, their opinions aren't really as important. Let's get on with the list. Here are my top 10 movies of 2016. Oh, one other thing to note, what's kind of weird about this year is I actually missed a ton of movies for the first time. I'm usually really on top of that shit. I see everything, but this year I have not seen Moonlight, I have not seen Fences, I have not seen like 10 other movies that are going to win awards. Should have had a list. That would be so good. Oh, I never Hacksaw Ridge. That was atrocious. Yeah, I haven't seen The Nice Guys. Anyway, I know there's a bunch of other movies. I'll put the ones I haven't seen there. Anyway, let's get on with the list. Top 10 movies of 2016. Coming in hot at number 10 is a movie I really enjoyed that a lot of people didn't seem to love too much, and that is War Dogs. Thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Jonah Hill, I think his character's name was Ephraim, probably my favorite comedic character of the year. Absolutely hilarious. Nice balance of drama in there as well, based on a true story, which I always really like. Todd Phillips continues to prove that he's one of those great directors that does those really slick, action-y, like comedy dramas. There's a sense of realism to his comedies. As outlandish as some of the jokes are, it feels like they're kind of set in your world, which I really enjoy. Thought that was a really underrated movie. Miles Teller was fantastic in that movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. War Dogs, number 10. Right in at number 9, we have an animated movie, Zootopia. I think everyone adored this movie. My nephew and I watch it all the time. He's 2. He loves it. I loved it. Great balance of just like fun family antics and also some really deep subtexture themes that I think kids will not feel like they're being hit over the head with. They'll probably get some of these messages, and I think it's important these kids are getting those kinds of messages about where our society's at and all that. Still really enjoyable. I hate it when movies hit you over the head with their themes, but Zootopia just found that perfect balance. Great voice acting. I really hope that one becomes a franchise. Disney knocks it out of the park once again. Zootopia, number 9. One thing about 2016 that was amazing, even though a lot of the movies were a huge disappointment in 2016, it was an amazing year for horror. I was loving some of the horror movies that came out, especially movies like The Conjuring 2. Absolutely terrifying movie. The only way you can really judge if a horror movie's good is, were you scared in the theater? And I can tell you for a fact that I was in the theater with 3 other dudes, other members of the Recap Show, and we were in the 4th row because it was a busy theater, and we were clutching each other for dear life the entire way through. James Wan is the modern horror master. He will go down as one of the legendary horror directors, I have absolutely no doubt. Especially in my book, he's already there. A sequel that is just as good as the original, if not even potentially improves, which is another thing that's just crazy to even think about. Great cinematography, great creative new ways to come up with scares and long shots and things that are going on in all different parts of the frame. So you've really just got to be like, you want to close your eyes, but you've got to watch every single part because things are going on everywhere, things that you might not even notice. Oh my god, Anthony, you say you love movies so much, why do you like superhero movies? They're all the same, they're all so stupid. Shut the up. Captain America Civil War was a phenomenal superhero movie. I enjoyed every single aspect of it. It really felt like it was the culmination of the MCU so far. It was the kind of movie that you imagined vaguely in your head when you saw the first post-credit sequence for Iron Man and you realized all these superheroes were going to come together. You're like, oh, imagine if they made a movie with Captain America, Iron Man, the Falcon, Spider-Man, Ant-Man, fucking Vision. You'd be like, okay, not so fast, but it's finally here. But what made this movie good was not just that they did that, was that they actually found a way to balance the story and keep it grounded with a really feasible, realistic, emotional conflict between Captain America and Iron Man that had me going back from side to side. I started out firm Team Cap, then I was Team Iron Man, then I was Team Cap, then I was Team Iron Man. I still don't even know whose team I'm on. All I know is I'm looking forward to Infinity War. The choreography of the fighting was so well done. The hand-to-hand combat was like getting up to like raid levels. It just felt so real. It just felt incredibly real despite having so many larger-than-life characters, which I think is a real testament to the Russo brothers, and Captain America Civil War was a great movie. Coming in at number 6 was the second of 3 horror movies on my top 10 movies of the year list, which is I don't think that's ever happened in my life. Don't Breathe was white knuckle, is just the only way to describe it. I went with another group of friends, and it starts out, you're just into it right away. You care about what's going on, you're interested, you don't really like the protagonist, you don't really like the antagonist, you don't even know which one's which, but you're just wondering what's going to happen. It's a really unpredictable movie. The third act especially goes in a direction you will not predict. I don't care if you say you did not predict how that movie, the whole direction that it went in. Stephen Lang is the main bad guy, you could say, but almost good guy at some points, but definitely bad guy. Overall, he was amazing in the movie. One that I think will go down as a bit of a cult performance. I think the whole movie is going to be remembered by a lot of horror movie fans. Don't Breathe, huge ovation to how original they made that movie. Love Don't Breathe, number 6. Coming in at number 5 is Arrival. Now, I genuinely thought when I saw the trailer for Arrival, this was going to be top 3 at least. I love the director. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name because it's escaping me right now. Oh my god. Dennis Villa something. I'm not even going to try. But everything he's done, I've absolutely loved or been frustrated by in a good way. So when I heard he was tackling sci-fi, I'm like, oh my god, here we go. Ended up being slightly underwhelming just because I feel like the movie tripped over its own shoelaces towards the end, if that makes sense. It was almost too smart for its own good. Couldn't quite answer some of its own questions. Had a bit of a Lost vibe towards the end. Amy Adams knocked it out of the park. Jeremy Renner was good. Everyone else was great. The score was amazing. Very emotionally impactful. You had to think about it a lot after. And Arrival was just one of those movies that I think I need to see a couple more times to fully appreciate. But overall, great film. Check it out for sure. And number 4, we have The Witch. The Witch was absolutely disturbing to its core. The best horror movie I saw the year. Probably my top 5 horror movies that I've ever seen. This is not your normal horror movie. Do not go to this expecting jump scares. Do not go to this expecting anything obscenely gory aside from 1 or 2 scenes. This is a deeply unsettling movie because you're watching a story that you can barely understand because they're speaking in Old English, and they barely understand what's going on because they are so narrow-minded in their perception of the universe that when something supernatural starts happening to them, they just freaking lose it and turn on each other, and you're feeling such a disconnect, but in a great way that was just masterfully done by the writer-director of this movie. Super thin budget, super basic concept, but just excellently fleshed out performances from all the cast. It was like watching a play. It really felt like the actors were just like sinking their teeth into the material because it was just so rich with subtext. The entire movie was just layered. Like, I've only seen it once. I really need to go see it again because I'm still thinking about it. I saw it in January. It's like the earliest movie on this list. And I think this movie pops into my head like once a day, and I just think like, man, that was a crazy experience. Not really a fun experience. You won't enjoy watching it. But as a filmmaker, I think this is one that's really made for cinephiles and movie buffs only because you need to just have a deep appreciation for film. Sort of like Foxcatcher in that way. You're not going to enjoy watching it, but you're going to appreciate the hell out of it. And I loved The Witch. Coming in at number 3 is my big old guilty pleasure on the list. It's Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Is it the greatest movie on this list? No. A lot of people love this movie. It seems like everyone liked it, and only the hardcore, just completely biased fans loved it. You know who I'm talking to. You guys loved it. And that's not to say it's not a really good movie. This is a fine entrance in the Star Wars franchise. Probably my 3rd in the whole saga. 3rd favorite. Overall, it was just a really enjoyable movie that filled in a lot of dots that really needed connecting in Star Wars. I feel like so often, I've said this before, but you're not allowed to say anything bad about the original trilogy. It's perfect, it's infallible. There are issues with that original trilogy that I think this movie really helps patch up. This movie makes the original trilogy better, it makes the prequels better, and it makes Star Wars stand even stronger. And it makes me just happy to be alive in this time of the Star Wars renaissance. And overall, just had an amazing time with this movie. I'll probably watch this movie like 6, 7, 8 times. Coming in at number 2 is a movie I almost didn't want to like just because a friend of mine went to see it and was just raving about it, so I almost started resenting it because it was sold out when we tried to see it. But eventually, I did go see it. La La Land, I just thought was absolutely marvelous. I'm not a big musical fan. I didn't know anything about it. Didn't see a single trailer before I went to see it. But I realized what it was about pretty quickly, and that was just about passion and love of the arts, or whatever you may love. For me, I particularly connected with it because I love film, and a lot of it was about filmmaking and performing. And music as well, which I love, not so much jazz, but I understand that frustration that Ryan Gosling's going through, just trying to make someone understand why you love something so much, even if you have to put way more into it than what you get back from it. You're still willing to do that just because you love it so much. I know that feeling, I know what that's like. I think a lot of us live with that. So this movie was really relatable for me, and I actually really enjoyed the music as well. Direction was just outstanding. Some of the dreamlike surrealism sequences were like top notch, and the performances were just phenomenal. Why can't I not say choreography today? Choreography was outstanding. It deserves all the awards it's going to get because it was such an uncynical film. It was such a passionate film and a lovely film that we don't see enough of. As much as I love dark, brooding, indie Oscar dramas, I think the last few award seasons have really just been like littered with those. So to get something so naive almost is really nice. And it's just the way it all wrapped up towards the end was really touching and heartwarming, and it was a great movie. I don't care who knows it. And number one, normally when I put together these lists, I move 1, 2, and 3 back all over the place and I cannot decide between like the top 3. This year it was not even close. My favorite movie of the year was Manchester by the Sea. Absolutely amazing movie. I sat down and within like just the way that it had that slow opening of that routine, I was like, oh my god, I'm loving it, where this is going. I love Casey Affleck, and I thought his character was just heart-wrenching. He was heart-wrenchingly funny and tragic, and I just adored this movie from start to finish. It's a very hard movie to get through. It's long, and you have to really be ready to be told a great story, and you have to be ready to not have it be told to you the way you want to. The director tells it to you the way he knows it has to be told, and that's in a very non-linear fashion, but you come to terms with that pretty quickly because you see that there's a grand plan. You need to see what happened to this man, and if you're going to relate to him, you need to see it in this order. And my goodness, like the whole cinematography, all the performances, even from my boy Kyle Chandler, knocked it out of the park. Small role, but you know he's always going to be great. The breakthrough performance from the young guy, I forget his name as well, I'll put his name right there. He was outstanding. This movie is just probably, I've never seen a movie that I can remember in the past few years that has balanced comedy and drama so perfectly. I teared up in this movie, I was laughing. It was just a beautiful film. The location was just right from the heart. The location breathed through the movie. I don't know much about that part of America, but I just know that the people who made this movie care about where it was taking place. And also just the pacing of it felt so natural. I was never bored, even though it's a really long movie and there's not crazy stuff happening. It's just dialogue. It's conversations with Casey Affleck's character and his nephew, and like maybe a doctor or a teacher or someone, or one of his nephew's very many girlfriends. It's just very organic conversations that feel absolutely real and transcend that movie experience. And that is all you can ever ask for from a movie. As soon as it transcends that and you're not watching a movie, you're living and breathing in this world, then you've got something truly special. This was really the only one that truly transcended the screen, and I felt like I was in the movie. And when it ended, I was just so sad. I was like, no, I want to experience that movie for the first time again, but I know I'll never be able to. But I will experience it many more times and see what else is in that movie, because I'm sure there's layers and layers that I'll peel back as I watch it over the years. So, those are my favorite movies of the year. I'd love to know what your guys' top 10s or maybe even top 5s were. Please let me know. Feel free to argue with me in the comments. I like getting down and dirty with that stuff. Please share the video if you enjoyed it. I'm trying to grow this channel. We've got a lot more videos coming for you in 2016. Or 2017, God. Yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, subscribe, and show it to your friends. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback. And if there's any videos that you want us to do or talk about, just let us know. We'll do it. We'll do anything you guys want. I swear. Please. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you next time.